high school football coaches fighting to get their athletes back on the field and calling out the politicians who were holding them back.
Two San Diego coaches say they've been reaching out to local lawmakers, but it's moving at a, well, this is fitting, glacial pace.
It is indeed. Ron Gladnick, head football coach for Torrey Pines High School in California, and Marlon Gardinera, head football coach for Scripps Ranch High School out in the same area, join us right now from Southern California. Guys, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Ron, let's start with you. Over the last couple of days, you've called out your state senators because where are they in trying to reopen the schools? And you've had it up to here with them.
Well, you know, it's not just reopening schools, but just playing outdoor sports, which don't require schools to reopen. It's a very simple subject. And what we found is, you know, in our assembly and in our Senate, we have two different types of people. We have humble people who serve their constituents and want to learn about the facts. And then we have another group of politicians that are so incredibly disconnected from their constituents that they won't even spend 30 minutes to learn the facts of COVID in young people and why it is safe for them to play so they can make informed decisions.
Sure.
Marlon, can you talk about what's going on right now with kids who are unable to play at this age in high school when a lot of them would be looking to get scholarships at colleges and try and figure out if they're going to play going forward and what they're going to do, trying to figure out their future, where there are kids who are playing across the country and they have that benefit right now?
Probably the easiest way to describe it is lost opportunities. I have a 17-year-old son, Nicholas, who is a senior at Scripps Ranch High School, and he's missing out on opportunities that kids all over the country have had for college recruiters to take a look at their film from their senior year when you would expect them to be at their best. And he, on the other hand, has been sidelined since last March and hasn't been given that opportunity. So we're seeing lots of things. We're seeing kids join gangs. We're seeing a higher rate of incarceration. We're seeing unwanted child pregnancy. There's a list of things that are happening because the norm for these kids has been removed, and there are so few opportunities for them to be kids, for them to do what you would expect to have happen at this time in life, despite the data that is available that says in our safe, structured, supervised environment, they're better off than they are hanging out in their communities.
Yeah, not to mention they're watching professional and college athletes play sports that they're not allowed to do. Ron, to that point, though, when you point to data or you're talking to the policymakers that are willing to actually meet with you, you talked about the two different types, and that's totally real. What do they say about what defense could they possibly have for saying kids can't get out on the field?
Well, there really is no defense. And what happens when you talk to legislators that are humble enough to learn and you present them with all of the data we've compiled, every single legislator I've talked to personally has supported let them play CA. Every single one.
Hey, Marlon, you know, if you were living in Florida or Texas, you'd be playing.
Yeah.
We would. Apparently, if I lived in Texas, I'd be cold, too. But despite that, we'd like to have them out there. And listen, alternatively, we actually filed a lawsuit against the California Department of Public Health, Governor Newsom, while folks like Ron Gladnick, who has been an amazing leader for Let Them Play California, are at the table negotiating with our leaders, those that are willing to listen. We've also taken the alternate route of saying, you know, you're not applying the rules equally. Like you said, professionals, college athletes, they're playing. And in reality, for those age groups, for professionals and college athletes, they're more likely to get spread, be hospitalized, or end up in the ICU, or even the risk of death. And the group that is least likely to be impacted by COVID and by potential spread or hospitalization are high school kids, just based on their age. So we want to know why we are being left out of that loop.
No kidding. You're just asking for answers, and they're just not giving them to you. Marlon and Ron, thank you very much for getting up at 3:48 out there in the West Coast. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.